So one of the greatest featherweight champions ever, Jose Aldo, he's going to be continuing his battle at bantamweight against Pedro Munhoz. I don't know about this fight. It's very confusing. Oh, also, Jose Aldo, very confusing because he looks so old.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's 34 years old. He's not an old guy, but he doesn't look good. He's been in so many wars. And despite that, I'm still picking him in this fight. I think the amount of experience he's collected and how fast and powerful he is, damn, he's good. He is so good. And he's well-rounded. I think he's doing... I don't know if he's at his best. I can't imagine he's at his best. I think him in the early UFC days at featherweight, I think that was his best. But at bantamweight, he's looking good. He's looking good. It's like a big turnaround for him and like a resurgence in his career a little bit. Arguably he's had very good, other than that Peter Yan loss, I think he's done very well. Like he fought Alexander Volkanovski, current champion, split decision to Marlon Moraes. Probably could have won that. To be honest, I think he beat Moraes. So look,
a lot of people argue that he did.
Yeah, I think he's damn good. I think he looks. He's very weird to look at because sometimes when you see someone doing drastic weight cuts, they look horrible. Like TJ's at 125, disgusting. But you look at Aldo, and you're like, he always looks terrible. Yeah. So I don't know what to make of this new cut to bantamweight. I don't really know.
He's a jacked featherweight.
Yeah, he's huge.
So fucking jacked. We talked about it when he fought Peter Yan, how amped up he looked, but he's not had the best run at bantamweight, truth be told, because he's lost to Marlon Moraes, he's lost to Peter Yan, and he didn't have ever since he lost to Conor McGregor, he won against Frankie Edgar, and then he lost twice to Holloway, then he won a couple of times, and he lost to Alexander Volkanovski.
Jeremy Stevens and all that.
Yeah. So,
but like when you look at who he's lost to, Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, Volkanovski,
the best of the best,
Yan, Moraes. I mean, Moraes was going to be a title contender. I think he beat him, to be honest.
Yeah, we all agree with
Peter
that.
Yan, current bantamweight champion. Alexander Volkanovski, current featherweight champion. Max Holloway, ex-featherweight champion, most likely one of the best featherweight champions ever. Right? So, like, probably, in my opinion, probably tied with Volkanovski for best featherweight champion ever. So,
it's just
I think his level of experience is so high.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Jose Aldo as well. It's just his achievements are so overlooked. Before Conor McGregor, when he lost to him in 2015, he was unbeaten for a decade. You know? For over a decade, literally. And he had some big names he had some unbelievable fights, and I just feel like it gets completely overlooked because he lost in the first 13 seconds against Conor McGregor, and then he just never fully recovered from there. He never really got the ball going, you know what I mean? Because he's got 7 losses, 5 of them literally came after McGregor. So it's hard. It's a hard one to pick. However, that being said, when I watched him against Marlon Vera, I thought that was a return of the old Jose Aldo. He looked really, really good against Marlon Vera, but it's sharp. Yeah, but it's Marlon Vera, you know. He's not a top 10 fighter. He wasn't a top 10 fighter at the time. So, Pedro Munhoz, he is ranked currently in
number 9. Number 9 in the bantamweight division.
Number 9 in the bantamweight division.
Yeah. Jose, I think, is around number 6 or 7. Oh, 5, okay, yeah.
So, how I see it is they're kind of just trying to get a win in there for Jose, you know what I mean? I feel like they're trying to build his resume back up a little bit. This time be a little bit more careful, because here's the thing. Bantamweight is unbelievably sharp water infested right now, because Jose Aldo is 5th, right? You got Corey Sanhagen and Dillashaw, who just fought Rob Font, who's just fought Cody Garbrandt. So he's not going to... And here's the reason why. I don't think Jose is going to fight Marlon Moraes again. I don't think he's going to fight Frankie Edgar again. So let's give him the next one down. Let's give him Pedro. Because I don't see the chances of Jose Aldo and Cody Garbrandt fighting anytime soon. Maybe not.
Honestly, I think it's a good matchup.
It could be a good matchup.
They're the same age. They're almost the same height. And Aldo's got a slight reach advantage, just like a decent reach advantage over Munhoz. Munhoz tends to have a little bit shorter arms and things like that, and have to get close and in the pocket. But I have to take Aldo in this fight. He's very well rounded. He always has the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background in order to, if he ever needs be. But he loves to stand on the feet. He loves that classic Muay Thai stance where he brutally smashes people with kicks.
Yeah.
And he goes in for the kill every time. He loves that left hand body rip to the solar plexus, and he'll break you down. He'll break you down with that forward pressure. Munhoz, very good. He's a calculated guy. Lost to Frankie Edgar, but some people argue he could have won that. I think Pedro won that, but it was very close.
Yeah.
It was very close. And if he can go to toe to toe with Frankie at bantamweight, that's significant for how well he'll last in later rounds as well. And it's not that Munhoz isn't good on the ground as well. He loves that guillotine choke. Like, I think he's got about 6 or 7 wins in his MMA record professionally that are all guillotine. He's very, very good.
Yeah.
I just think Aldo's better. I think he's way better on the feet.
More better, more experienced.
More experience. He's got everything under his belt. It's just the only thing about experience is great in other sports. Like, if you've experienced like being in the NBA for 10 years and then you play against other, like, maybe college athletes or something like that, like, you've experienced so much better competition than them, right? That you should be able to hang with pretty tough competition, but not the very best, right? Anything combat related, it's a double-edged sword. Getting experience is great, but Aldo has been in so many fights, right? You have to question how much he wants it, since he's already been the featherweight champion before, and how much damage he's accumulated. It's brutal.
He's definitely accumulated a lot, though, that's for sure.
It's just whether or not it's over.
And I see why they're putting the two of them together, because Pedro Munhoz, he does have a bit of a similar style to Jose Aldo. It's like chopping up those leg kicks and using your range and, using your switching up the ground game, slowing your opponent down, and that's quite common these days. So I understand, because in his last fight against Jimmy Rivera, those two literally came out kicking each other and like trading calf kicks, trading leg kicks constantly. So I feel like that's kind of why they put them up against Jose Aldo, who's known brutally for his leg kicks. Like his leg against Uriah Faber.
Yeah.
Go. You can go Google that, guys, because I don't really want to get too much into that. But the thing is, I don't see any of these two knocking each other out. I think this is going to go to decision. I feel like this could be a split decision to Aldo.